Wow. Dazn calls Deontay Wilder a belt blocker and blames him for winning his arbitration case against Tyson Fury and rightfully being granted a second contracted fight. This is crazy, but we're going to talk about it in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. There's a lot going on. I will keep you up to the minute and informed on this Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua saga. It got real bad for old media. Smash the like button. You don't want to miss anything. Hit the bell for post notifications. Let's jump right into the content. Sergio Mora, former fighter, Dazn commentator. He posted this on his verified page. This is embarrassing, by the way. Team Deontay Wilder has successfully belt blocked the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, Block Squad. So, in an awkward attempt to maybe be funny or try to create a new narrative or, jargon, like, diss, he's calling Wilder the reason. So, this is uncanny, and I told you this moment was coming. It's ironic that old media, they just don't get it, and they continue to catch L's left and right. So now you have DAZN representatives who are partnered with Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn did a new deal, left Sky Sports, and did a new deal with DAZN, and DAZN is blaming Wilder for winning an arbitration case. In case you live under a rock, there's been an arbitration case going on since February. On Monday of this week, the arbitrator, Judge Weinstein, ruled in favor of Wilder. Now, Tyson Fury must fight Wilder by September 15th, the arbitrator says. It says Fury must face Deontay Wilder in the rematch by September 15th. In granting Wilder's injunction, former federal judge Daniel Weinstein declined to award Wilder monetary damages. Bob Arum since said, "We're not paying Wilder, step aside. It's better we just get rid of him." So you have DAZN who are blaming Wilder and calling him Block Squad. And this was something we all knew was going on in the background. For months, I told you it was not advisable for Eddie Hearn and Joshua and Team Fury, Bob Arum and Frank Warren, to be negotiating a deal. Now, this is just deplorable from Sergio Mora and DAZN. They're trying to make it look like Wilder ruined something. But conventional wisdom would have told you that this was a dumb, foolish plan from the beginning. You see, they're not putting no blame on Eddie Hearn, who works with DAZN, for statements and interviews upon interviews where you see Eddie Hearn gloating about Joshua Fury getting done, right? Talk Sport. Done deal. Eddie Hearn confirms Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, quote, is 100% being announced this week after refusing to confirm the bout, when Canelo beat Saunders. So despite a DAZN promoter telling the whole world, Tyson Fury, and both people on Joshua's side and Tyson Fury's side, acting like this arbitration didn't exist, now everyone's acting shocked. Now, I knew this would be a lot of calamity and people would play dumb and act shocked and surprised, but this was just common sense. So it's ironic that Sergio Mora is now publicly taking this stance and trying to shuffle the blame on Wilder for getting what he is owed, a second fight. Just because you don't like it, they should have never, ever begin negotiating a fight for Joshua Fury with a legal case pending. So that was their own idiotic planning. And this is Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, you can blame him heavily because he said he was the only one working on the deal, and the other promoters, Frank Warren and Bob Arum, weren't doing much of the legwork. So for Eddie Hearn to have negotiated a deal with the Saudis for a fight in Saudi Arabia, not knowing and unbeknownst what was going on with this court case, it made no sense. And this is what I told you, and now everybody wants to blame Deontay Wilder. DAZN looks horrific, and we need accountability in boxing. Sergio Mora is saying all this and Block Squad. He would never talk to Wilder like this in his face. I can assure you of that. And beyond that, beyond this like Block Squad narrative that Wilder is a competitor. If he wants retaliation, then he should be owed that. The funny thing with Sergio Mora's idiotic commentary and him saying that Wilder blocked this and, this narrative, this UK narrative that they're going around that Wilder ruined it, is where was Dazn when nobody wanted to see Anthony Joshua, who quit versus Andy Ruiz in a rematch with Andy Ruiz. He quit in New York. He got stopped. And Deontay Wilder was undefeated. He is a PBC champion with Al Heyman. Andy Ruiz was with Al Heyman, with PBC, and they could have fought for undisputed in America, a black American versus a Mexican American. They had all the titles in the world, but Joshua triggered the rematch clause. So where was DAZN when that was happening? Like I said, just support the real. If you guys like the information coming, I do my best to keep it real with you, give you guys, perspective and takes. A lot of people in boxing, especially now in this pandemic, they have horrific takes like Sergio Mora. DAZN has the worst commentary in all of boxing as far as I'm concerned. I don't even see why you would even want a DAZN subscription, but that's y'all business. They literally have the worst takes. Again, when Ruiz could have went back to PBC and had an American undisputed fight with Wilder, guess what? Everybody understood it. Joshua wanted his rematch. He had a rematch clause in there. So as a result, the fight had to happen. It wasn't even a good fight, and it was in Saudi Arabia, and Joshua reclaimed his title. Why did you think Wilder was not going to be given this opportunity? Because again, you were bamboozled by DAZN promoter Eddie Hearn, Top Rank, and Queensberry Promotion, Bob Arum, and Frank Warren, and they told you this wouldn't be a problem. It's like, when a couple is dating and your girl tells you don't worry about this guy at her job, and you're like, nah, you seem a little too friendly. He's liking all your posts. And she's like, nah, that's just a friend, don't. And then y'all break up, and then you see on social media your ex was with, she hooked up, and now she's exclusively dating the guy she told you not to worry about. This is exactly what happened with Wilder and the Wilder arbitration case. Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum and Frank Warren, they assured you there would be no injunction. There was no way Wilder can win. They're like, don't worry about Wilder. And this is the guy your girl told you not to worry about. And then when Wilder wins and now Tyson Fury has to fight him, you got idiots like Sergio Mora who are blaming Wilder and saying block squad and all this stuff because we couldn't see some British undisputed fight that really is not even as big as they're trying to make it out to be. But Ruiz and Wilder could have had an American undisputed, and they didn't say nothing. And while Sergio is putting out this brainless tweets and commentary, what if, let's say Danny Jacobs stopped him in the fight. Let's say he had a rematch clause. They actually rematched, even though Danny Jacobs didn't even need to rematch him. What if he was in Wilder's position? What if he was in Wilder's position where Danny Jacobs did what Tyson Fury tried to do, used a global pandemic, try to cut turf and skip out on a rematch, and you had a rematch clause? Would DAZN commentator Sergio Mora, would he be saying the same tune? If as a fighter, he wanted to fight Danny Jacobs, had a rematch clause, and then Danny Jacobs was doing what Tyson Fury was doing, trying to skip town on his rematch. So I told you this was coming. It's a horrible look for old media. Now they're trying to pick up the pieces. There's no accountability from old media. They're blaming Wilder for winning his case and being a true competitor and wanting to give it another shot whilst making millions to fight Fury and fight for his legacy. But Eddie Hearn, who promised Joshua Fury will happen and who said and gloated that the fight was done in several interviews when he didn't know what was going on with the arbitration, he's not to blame. Very bad look for old media. They are destroyed. They are looking bad, and they are scrambling to find a scapegoat and justify all the lies that they told you. Smash the like button, support the real. We working.